Hi, my name is Vanessa van Dijk, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use your cleanser, toner and moisturizer. And at first I would like to go over the PowerPoint that I have prepared for you, and later on I want to share with you the entire application. Now, as you can see right here, we are already in the PowerPoint, and I want to keep my main focus towards the example routine that I have set up for you. But below that you can find a general skincare tips, sunscreen information and the skincare product description based on what products that I have picked, so that you know what they can do for you and for whom they are suitable in case you're interested. But overall, you can go over those general slides in your own time, which can apply to skincare in general when applying them to the skin. But now let's keep the focus towards the example routine, which you can see right here. Those are just example products that I have picked, which can work together really well. However, of course, go ahead and exchange it if you should use a different cleanser, toner, or even moisturizer. That's completely fine. It won't change the entire order of application. So we are starting off with the first step, which is washing your face using either an oil or balm cleanser or a regular water-based cleanser. Now, both can be used daily in the morning as well as evening. However, you primarily want to use your oil or balm cleanser in the evening, especially if you're trying to remove mineral sunscreen and or heavy pigmented or even waterproof makeup that your regular water-based cleanser cannot properly take off. Then this is where you only would exchange the cleanser. But other than that, if that does not apply to you, you can use your regular water-based cleanser daily in the morning as well as evening. And below the boxes you can see the overall general guide of how you can use your oil or balm cleanser as well as regular cleanser. So wash your face, rinse it off, and then pat the skin dry. Now, patting the skin dry refers to removing the water drops from the skin surface so that you won't come across any layering issues and that it feels comfortable on the skin. After that, you're going to move on to your toner. Now, this can be an hydrating and soothing toner that you can use daily in the morning as well as evening, or an exfoliating acid toner. You can see two examples right here. But with exfoliating acid toner, you primarily want to use it in the evening, and you want to keep the frequency in mind, which you can see below in the general guide. So start off by using it 2 to 3 times per week, and then increase the frequency as your skin is able to tolerate it. And so then the application based on how you would use it would stay the same. Therefore, the general guide is below, and you can see it later on in the application. Once you have applied it to the skin, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. And then just give it a moment, about 30 seconds to a minute, so that it can properly absorb into the skin before you're moving on to the next step, which is going to be your moisturizer. Now again, your moisturizer can be any moisturizer that you may be currently using or that you want to use that's suitable for your skin type and that it feels comfortable on the skin. But when it comes to my recommendation, I would select a moisturizer that contains natural moisturizing factors, since this is what the skin has naturally in it. However, this can decrease if the skin is damaged or as we get older. So to rebuild and strengthen the skin, I would work with a moisturizer like this. And again, you have the general guide below. Now, you can go ahead and do this routine in the morning and or evening, so once or twice per day daily. Of course, keep the frequency of your exfoliant in mind, but still this would be the setup that you can use. Still, it is recommended to use a sunscreen during daytime, which you can find under sunscreen information, to protect the skin from the damaging UV rays. Not only because you may be using an exfoliating acid toner in the evening, but in general, if you have sun exposure, protecting the skin with a sunscreen is important. And below that you can see an overall application guide as well as how you can remove it in the evening. But this is what I primarily want to cover in this part of the video when going over the PowerPoint. If you want to go over it in your own time, you may want to download it to your device to use it as a guide. You can go ahead and do so, and you will find a link in the description box down below. But now that we have covered this part, I now want to hop into the entire application. So for the application, we are going to get started with the first step, which again, remember, is washing your face with a regular cleanser. Now, this can be an oil or balm cleanser. If you're using such a cleanser, apply to dry skin and then rinse it off with water. Whereas with your regular water-based cleanser, you're going to apply to wet skin and then rinse it off with water. And whenever you're using water, I highly recommend using lukewarm water, not too cold, not too warm, so it feels comfortable on the skin and that you can properly take everything off the skin. Now when washing your face with your cleanser, this can be done above the sink or, as I would recommend, in the shower. Either way is fine, just make sure to properly take everything off the skin. So as an example, I'm going to use Cetaphil's Daily Facial Cleanser, which is a regular water-based cleanser which I'm going to apply to wet skin. Now one thing that won't change is how much you're going to use. So it doesn't matter if you have an oil or balm cleanser or regular water-based cleanser, always use about 1 to 2 pumps or about a coin size amount. This should be more than enough for your face and neck to gently massage it all over. And when massaging the cleanser all over your face and neck, please read on the back of the packaging if you can use it around the eyes or if you should avoid the eye area. And in general, please make sure to not get it into your eyes nor into your mouth. If that's the case, rinse it with water. So let's go ahead and get started. And now gently massage it all over your face and neck for about 30 seconds to a minute. If you're using an oil or balm cleanser to break down your sunscreen and or makeup, you may want to massage over your face and neck for about 1 to 2 minutes to properly take everything off. So once you have massaged it all over your face and neck, you now can go ahead and rinse it off with lukewarm water to warm water. Now when doing this above the sink, especially using your hands alone, usually do not do much. There's always still a residue left of cleanser, maybe sunscreen and or makeup. So I highly recommend using a soft and fresh washcloth in between those makeup cloths, microfiber cloths, which you can wet, and then gently swipe it across your face so that you can properly take everything off the skin. Now take the washcloth and wet it. And now squeeze it out. And now gently swipe it across your face and neck. And now I recommend rinsing again to really make sure that everything comes properly off the skin. Now it is time to take a clean towel and gently pat all over your face and neck. Please do not rub, and this will help you to remove the remaining water drops from the skin surface so that you then can layer your toner as well as moisturizer properly afterwards. So once you're done with your cleansing step, you now can move on to your toner. So again, this can be an hydrating toner or maybe an exfoliating acid toner. Now when it comes to the application, it won't change. However, I do want to share with you both methods. So the first method would be taking a clean cotton pad, which you then are going to soak up. Now when soaking it up, make sure that it is slightly damp but not dripping wet. Also, before you're going to dispense some product onto the cotton pad, please make sure to give it a good shake. And then dispense the product onto your cotton pad, just evenly all over, so that it's slightly damp but not dripping wet. And then this amount should be enough to gently swipe it across your face and neck. You can do this with your exfoliant or with your hydrating and soothing toner. Another method, which is a method that I recommend, would be the application with your hands, because this way you are making sure that you're not going to waste too much product, because the cotton pad absorbs some of it, and that you can evenly and properly blend it all over. So I'm going now to show you the application with the hands. And so when doing so, as a general guide, go with about 5 to 10 drops. Start off with 5 drops. If that shouldn't be enough, you can add a few drops more, but this should be the general guide. Then rub your hands together and then evenly and gently blend it all over. Now with your hydrating and soothing toner, you can theoretically use it around the eyes and mouth. Just make sure to not get it into your eyes nor into your mouth, because it isn't really an issue. However, with the exfoliant, I recommend reading on the back of the packaging if you can use it on the eye contour or if you should avoid it. but please make sure to not use it on top of your eyelids, not too close to the actual lower lash line. And be careful around your lips, because this is quite a sensitive area, maybe around your nose as well, depending on how your skin is in general. But overall, if you're going to apply it on sensitive areas, it is more likely to cause a sensitivity. So be careful when doing the application. So, and once you have applied your toner all over, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. Now give it a moment so it can fully absorb into the skin before moving on to your moisturizing step. Now, when you're going to use your moisturizer, again, this can be one of my examples, or maybe one that you're currently using that you really like, but you may just want to add a toner to the routine, then you know how you can do this. But overall, make sure that the moisturizer feels comfortable on the skin, that it is suitable for your skin type, that it's not too heavy or not too lightweight, depending on your overall skin needs. But again, one thing that won't change is how much you're going to use. And then this would be about a pea-size amount to bean-size amount, depending on the texture of your moisturizer, so that you can apply it thinly and evenly all over your face and neck. So as an example, I'm going to use the ordinary natural moisturizing factors. So it can be about that much, maybe a bit more if you want to go with a bean size amount, and then rub it between your fingers and then blend it evenly all over. Just again, make sure to not get it into your eyes nor into your mouth. So once you have applied it all over your face and neck, you're going to leave it on the skin. There's no need to wash it off. But still keep in mind, if you would do such a routine, especially with an exfoliating acid toner in the morning, I still recommend following with sunscreen afterwards. And so if you want to learn how you can properly apply your sunscreen, or you may want to learn more about building a skincare routine, I have such videos on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to leave them at the end of this video so that you can learn more about it. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give the thumbs up as well as share it. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon in the next one. Happy skincaring. Bye.